The story centers around a young man who's been striving for years to awaken his potential, but to no avail. Despite his efforts, he remains stuck in a state of stasis. However, his circumstances change dramatically when he is unexpectedly transported back in time to an era of heroes. Given a second chance at life, the protagonist is determined to achieve his dream of revolutionizing the unjust world system that has held him back for so long. As the story unfolds, we are taken back to the year 2020, which marks a catastrophe turning point in human history. A mysterious gate connecting our world to another dimension has opened, unleashing a wave of monstrous attacks that threaten to annihilate humanity. Governments around the world send soldiers to investigate, but none return. Amidst the chaos, a chosen few receive transcendent gifts and become known as the Hunters, wielding extraordinary powers to fight against the monsters and save humanity from extinction. Humanity's salvation from extinction lies in the hands of powerful hunters who possess various powers that enable them to fight against monsters. Among these hunters is a remarkable figure known by the nickname Demon King, who stands out from the rest due to his ability to develop independently through hunting. The Immortal Legion and the mastery of Emergence Flame are just two examples of the many manifestations of hunters. However, the immense power possessed by the Demon King is feared by even the 12 transcended heroes, who call themselves heroes. Eventually, these 12 transcended heroes fought back against the Demon King and erased him from existence. But their victory was bittersweet as they discovered Eden after his deletion. Eden exerted its power and chose the hunters as the new ruling class, while the others who were unable to become hunters were reduced to slaves. Ever since, the world has been completely dominated by hunters, leaving those who were unable to awaken their powers subjected to constant humiliation and discrimination. Our attention shifts to the protagonist, Chong, who is training with his mentor Sung-gu Hyung. During this training session, it is revealed that Chong is one of those unfortunate individuals who has not yet awakened his hunter abilities. Despite his lack of awakening, Chong refuses to give up and continues to train tirelessly, hoping to catch the attention of a sponsor who can help him awaken. However, after a year of training under Sung-gu Hyung's guidance, there are no signs of any progress. Chong starts to feel disheartened and doubts the worth of his efforts. It is at this moment that Sung-gu Hyung, noticing Chong's struggle, slaps him and reminds him of his true motivation to become a hunter. To challenge the system of discrimination practiced by Eden and the hunters, Chong is jolted back to reality and redoubles his efforts to achieve his dream. Hyung assures Chong that he will become a hunter someday and reminds him to always carry the book left by his parents, the autobiography of the Demon King, which holds great importance. Despite not understanding its contents, Chong always carries the book as instructed by his teacher. Suddenly, their conversation is interrupted by an attack from above, but Hyung's trained instincts allow him to save Chong. It is then revealed that the attack is initiated by a woman named Athena, who is actually one of the 12 transcended heroes of Eden. Chong is taken aback by her sudden appearance and cannot fathom why a transcended hero would attack him. Athena had arrived there with a purpose, seeking the Demon King's autobiography. It is clear from her immense strength that she is a force to be reckoned with, causing Chong to cower in terror at the mere sight of her. Athena initially suspects that Hyung may have the book she seeks, but upon encountering Chong, she senses that he possesses magic, albeit in a small amount. This strikes Athena as peculiar, and she demands that Chong reveal any items he has hidden from her. Her hunch is proven right when she finds that Chong is indeed in possession of the coveted autobiography. The fact that a mere human has read it infuriates her, and she declares that he deserves no mercy and should be put to death. As Athena's attack is halted by Hyung's intervention, Chong witnesses the awe-inspiring display of Hyung's strength, throwing one of the 12 transcended heroes to the far corner. The sheer power of Hyung leaves Chong astonished, making him wonder about Hyung's true identity. The impossible situation causes Lee to remain silent, sensing the gravity of the situation. Then, Hyung poses a thought-provoking question to Chong. What if he were to gain great power? Could he change the world system? Initially, Chong is doubtful. having lost confidence after witnessing the incredible power of Eden. However, as he observes Hyung's overwhelming power, Chong gains assurance and realizes that he can make a difference in the world. Promising to keep his word, Chong agrees to accept the challenge posed by Hyung. As Hyung hears Chong's promise, a smile spreads across his face, knowing that Chong has the potential to bring change to the world. Then, without any hesitation, he draws his sword and kills Chong. As Chong draws his final breath, Hyung's words reverberate in his mind. "If you meet me there, be nice to me." In that fleeting moment, Chong is engulfed by an intense yellow and white light radiating from his body. A system message appears bearing the sponsorship of the fall of heaven, indicating an ominous significance. Suddenly, Chong finds himself transported to a place both unfamiliar and shrouded in mystery. As he takes stock of his physical self, he becomes acutely aware of an immense power coursing through his veins, indicating that he has indeed awakened and become a hunter. Looking around, Lee Chong realizes that he has been transported inside a gate, a realization that chills him to the bone. Soon enough, he comes face to face with a goblin, a being that he has only ever heard of in tales, causing him to cower in fear and seek sanctuary. Upon recalling Hyung's words, Chong musters the courage to attack. Despite being a novice hunter, he has undergone a year's worth of training under his teacher's tutelage. With determination in his heart, Chong prepares to fight the goblin before him. As he lunges forward, he finds himself unexpectedly delivering a powerful punch that lands squarely on the goblin's head. To his amazement, the blow is fatal, and the goblin falls to the ground lifeless. Chong is left incredulous, unable to believe the newfound strength coursing through his veins. After deftly dispatching his first goblin, a system notification pops up, informing Chong that Fall of the Heaven is closely monitoring his progress. Recalling Hyung's words, Chong realizes that Fall of the Heaven was a sponsor to the Demon King of great renown. Excitement returns to terror as waves of goblins descend upon the area, led by the imposing goblin chieftain, whose mere presence strikes fear into Chong's heart. As panic sets in, Chong doubts his ability to defeat the monstrous creature, wondering if he's bitten off more than he can chew. Thorough research suggests that the goblin chieftain is at least on par with a formidable C-rank hunter, making it a daunting challenge for Chong to overcome. Chong refuses to give up and fights back against the monster, even if it means risking everything. He charges forward and slashes several goblins, defeating them in his combat stance. With every goblin defeated, Chong's level increases, making him even stronger. Suddenly, in the midst of the battle, Fall of the Heaven shows its support by bestowing upon him a staff imbued with the power of fire. Chong quickly puts the weapon to use and charges toward the goblin chieftain, determined to take it down. With the staff in hand, he manages to kill the monster, leveling up yet again. Exhausted from the intense battle, Chong eventually faints from exhaustion, but not before achieving a hard-fought victory. As he slowly regains consciousness, he realizes that he is in the hospital receiving treatment. As he tries to make sense of the situation, he hears one of the nurses present mention the League Guild. According to her, the League Guild has played a crucial role in saving Chong's life. The realization of how close he was to losing his life overwhelms him, and he feels grateful for the timely intervention. As he tries to regain his bearings, Chong can't help but wonder about the current year. The nurse present senses his confusion and informs him that it is 2022. The news shocks Chong, and he is left in disbelief. He hadn't expected to be thrown back in time and is still trying to process the fact that he missed an entire year. As he tries to come to terms with the present, he can't help but notice a renewed sense of purpose in the air. Upon inquiring further, he learns that numerous exceptional hunters have emerged, each vying to make a name for themselves. This year in particular is being hailed as the Year of Heroes. As soon as Chong learns of the corruption within the discrimination system, he springs into action, fueled by a burning desire to bring about change. He refuses to sit idly by and watch as countless innocent lives are destroyed by the injustice perpetrated by those in power. He is determined to fight for what is right, no matter the cost. Without hesitation, Chong sets his plan in motion, determined to become stronger than the 12 transcendent heroes who control the system. He knows that the road ahead will be long and treacherous, but he is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goal. Before he can start his mission, however, he needs to heal from his previous injuries. He focuses on his recovery, determined to come back stronger and more determined than ever before. One afternoon, Chong is approached by a man named Kim, who introduces himself as a member of the association. Kim arrives, demanding to know who Chong is and why he entered the gate alone. Chong is taken aback by Kim's sudden appearance and immediately senses that something is amiss. After discovering that none of the data he found about Chong matched, Kim becomes intrigued and demands to know more. Chong explains that he suddenly appeared at the gate, unable to remember anything about his past. He keeps the truth about being thrown into the past to himself. Kim decides to meet with Chong again later, hoping to uncover the truth about this mysterious newcomer. After Kim departs, Chong checks his status and discovers that he is the status of a player, which is the same as the Demon King. His mind races with possibilities as he tries to make sense of his newfound power. He is exhilarated and afraid all at once, uncertain about what this means for his future. But one thing is certain, he is determined to use his newfound strength to bring about change and create a better future for himself and those around him. As Chong is recuperating in the hospital, he can hardly contain his excitement. He knows that his plan is finally within reach, and he is eager to make it a reality. After several days of rest and recovery, he's given permission to leave the hospital and return home. As he walks around, Chong is struck by the vibrant energy of the city. He is thrilled to discover that he has been thrown into the age of heroes and finds himself in the center of the city where the hunters gather. Just as he is taking it all in, he is approached by Kim, a member of the association. Kim is intrigued by Chong's unusual circumstances and extends an invitation to join the association. Kim offers to provide Chong with a place to live and a new identity. He is impressed by Chong's accomplishments and congratulates him on becoming a hunter. He explains that hunters like Chong, who have managed to attain hunter rank C in their awakening, are highly valued by the association. As someone born with such potential, Chong will receive special treatment, support, and resources to help him develop his abilities and fulfill his potential. Kim adds that the association recognizes that individuals with Chong's talents and abilities are rare and have the potential to become powerful hunters, capable of making significant contributions to the world. Chong arrives at his new lodgings and is pleasantly surprised by the high quality of the facilities he has been provided with. Kim informs him that someone is eager to meet him, which piques Chong's curiosity. When he finally meets the person in question, he is thrilled to discover that it is none other than Song-gu Hyung, the highly respected guild master of the League Guild and Chong's former teacher. Chong can hardly believe his luck at being reunited with his former mentor. As Chong reflects on the cryptic messages of his mentor from the future, he gradually deduces that it was Hyung who orchestrated his journey back to the past. Hyung's motivation for this action are evidently driven by his unwavering commitment to establishing a fair and harmonious world order. Despite being unable to divulge his revelation to anyone else, Chong feels an immense sense of indebtedness towards Hyung for his salvation from a bleak and uncertain future. Chong's eyes flutter open as he receives instructions for the next task. He learns that he must take part in the beginner's tutorials for hunters, which serves to discover gifted individuals that can assist the association's pursuit of global harmony. B. Song-soo, an accomplished B-rank hunter, is currently at the helm of the tutorial, offering guidance to the participants so to enable them to conquer each upcoming challenge in the future. The hunters are filled with a fiery enthusiasm, fueled by the prospect of earning entry into the country's premier guilds. As the tutorial draws near, Sang-soo poses a thought-provoking query to several hunters, asking them to articulate the rationale behind sponsors conferring immense power upon hunters. The hunters find themselves at a loss for words, unable to furnish an explanation for this mystery. In a sudden moment of clarity, Chong voices his opinion, suggesting that the sponsors do so for the purpose of entertainment, much like a virtual world where one selects a character and observes its journey of growth and development. Chong's insights come to fruition as he had witnessed to the Demon King's intense battles in his past life. With that, the tutorial commences. The challenge is seemingly uncomplicated. Each hunter must battle a group of goblins who have been meticulously prepared for the task. At first, trepidation ripples through the hunters as they ponder how to face the goblins alone. Yet Sue assuages their fears, explaining that the goblins have been subjected to brainwashing and are thus unable to harm humans. potions. To sway the remaining hunters, Su reinforces his point by reiterating that he will be readily available to provide assistance should any unexpected circumstances arise. The official tutorial commences, and the progress of the hunters is as varied as their individual experiences. Some emerge triumphant, while others fall short of their goals. Chong, like his peers, faces the challenge of taking down a powerful opponent. However, while others face standard goblins, Chong's task is much more daunting. He must confront a formidable orc, a foe that presents a much greater challenge than what his peers are up against. Onlookers are left astonished and incredulous after witnessing a novice hunter stand erect before a fierce monster. The question that immediately arises is how can someone with little experience fight, let alone defeat such a powerful creature? Su explains that Chong has previously faced and defeated a high-ranked monster boss, despite being a novice hunter, which gives him the confidence and ability to stand in front of a C-ranked monster. Although it is undoubtedly a challenging task, Su believes that Chong is capable of overcoming it. Once the duel begins, Chong wastes no time and launches an attack using his trusty spear. The spear pierces the goblin's arm, but unfortunately the strike has no effect, and the goblin retaliates, cornering Chong. Su is ready to intervene and help, but much to everyone's surprise, Chong executes a swift and agile maneuver, which enables him to easily overthrow the goblin. The crowd is left in utter disbelief, unable to fathom how a novice hunter can take down a formidable sea-level goblin. Due to Chong's immense strength, his spear weapon is destroyed and it can't withstand the force of his power. Later that afternoon, Hyung and Kim visit Chong. Interestingly, it is revealed that Kim is a woman, not a man. The association party designates Kim as an assistant for Lee Chong, whom Songgu Hyung is also comfortable with. When Hyung extends an offer for Chong to join the Lee Guild, Chong politely refuses. We learn that his decision is not driven by arrogance, but rather by his commitment to his plan, which requires him to maintain a safe distance from Hyung and his associates. Despite Hyung's insistence, Chong remains firm in his conviction, determined to protect his future endeavors from any potential complications that may arise from such a union. He fears that any attempts to join them would complicate his future plans. Chong's generous offer to help, despite declining Hyung's invitation, is a testament to his selflessness and dedication to his own plans. His willingness to aid Hyung speaks volume about his character and loyalty to those he respects. Hyung is touched by Chong's sincerity, expresses his gratitude and admiration, promising to keep him in mind should the need for assistance arise in the future. The exchange serves as a reminder that even in a competitive and cutthroat environment, kindness and cooperation can go a long way in forging strong relationships and achieving success. Chong and Hyung engage in a conversation, with Hyung returning the favor while offering his assistance to Chong. He expresses his willingness to help by saying, "If you need help, I will be happy to assist you." Despite having just met, Hyung shares that he already feels a sense of familiarity with Chong, likening it to the bond between brothers. On the next day, Lee arrives at the tutorial pass exam, which takes place inside the gate. Despite being a beginner, he and the other hunters has no reason to worry, as he and his fellow rookies are in capable hands of an experienced and strong rank B hunter. They enter the gate without delay and are greeted with unexpected humidity that differs from what they are accustomed to. The reason for this change in the atmosphere is the abundance of magic present in the gate, which Chong and his companions will soon discover. Under their leader's guidance, they forge ahead down the path, eager to confront any challenges that lie ahead. The leader of the group, a seasoned hunter with years of expertise, takes on the role of a guide and mentor for the group of beginners. He leads them down the path with confidence, sharing his knowledge of the terrain and the monsters that await them. When they encounter the first monster, a goblin lurking in the shadows, the leader instructs the rookies to be cautious and not to underestimate their opponent. As the group prepares to engage in battle, it is Chong's turn to receive an attack instruction. With a swift dash, he charges forward, his spear held firmly in his hand. He moves with grace and precision, his movements fluid and practiced. In one swift motion, he plunges his spear deep into the goblin's horde, slicing each in two with ease. The other beginners are left awestruck by Chong's display of skill and agility. His speed and acumen leave a lasting impression on them, and they look to him with newfound respect. The leader, in particular, is impressed by Chong's strength, noting that he is close to B rank. After his trial, he resolves to recruit Chong, recognizing his potential as a valuable addition to his team. After a while, they reach the dungeon's boss area where the chief instructs all the rookies to get their potions and equipment ready for the upcoming fight. The chief emphasizes that the rookies need to use their full strength if they intend to beat the dungeon boss. Chong Chong, on the other hand, can't shake the thought of the Demon King who possessed the same abilities as a player but was defeated by the 12 heroes before he could reach his full potential. He realizes that the key to avoiding such a tragedy is to grow stronger and become a skilled player. Driven by this determination, Chong pledges to utilize all of his knowledge and skills to become a powerful player and change the outcome of similar incidents in the future. As they step into the boss dungeon area, a sense of foreboding creeps up on everyone, for they are taken aback by the significant increase in the level of the gate. They can't help but wonder what kind of formidable boss awaits them. Sensing their unease, the chief addresses the group, instructing the rookies to brace themselves to escape the gate. Suddenly, from the front, a massive ball of fire materializes, hurtling towards them with frightening speed. The chief, knowing that he must act quickly, springs into action, drawing upon his formidable Viper's Fang skill to deflect the fiery attack. However, despite his valiant efforts, the impact of the spell reverberates throughout the area, leaving everyone shaken and wary of what is yet to come. As the chief valiantly blocks the fiery assault, his armor clangs with each impact and his face is set with fierce determination. Despite his efforts, some of the flames manage to slip past his defenses, causing concern among the group. However, in a moment of true bravery, Chong springs into measures from behind. With swift and sure movements, he expertly extinguishes the remaining embers, calming the frayed nerves of the beginners and adding a new layer of respect to his already impressive reputation. Just as the group is catching their breath, a notification appears on Chong's device. It's a message from a sponsor named Fall of the Heaven, requesting that he vanquish the dungeon's final boss, a fearsome goblin archmage. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, Chong accepts the challenge. He knows that this battle will be the ultimate test of his skills, but he is determined to emerge victorious and add another impressive achievement to his growing list of accomplishments. The Goblin Archmage's long-range fire magic sets him apart from other bosses, making it a formidable opponent for any hunter. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, only the chief possesses the skills to take on this fiery foe. However, Chong, driven by the challenge from the sponsor, steps up to the plate, displaying an unwavering determination to prove himself despite the risks of the mission. Though hesitant at first, the chief ultimately relents to Chong's persistence, passing on the responsibility of the assassination. And so, the young hunter faces his greatest challenge yet, to take down the Goblin Archmage and emerge victorious. As Chong stands firm against the onslaught of the goblin's fire magic, he quickly assesses the situation and prepares to defend himself. Without warning, 3 powerful blasts of high-level fire magic are hurled at him, but Chong doesn't flinch. Instead, he raises his shield with steady hands and braces for impact. In a breathtaking turn of events, the flames appear to be absorbed by his body, leaving Chong unscathed. With renewed confidence, Chong charges forward, determined to take on the Goblin Archmage. However, his progress is abruptly blocked by a barrier, an obstacle that threatens to derail his plans. Despite this setback, Chong remains resolute because he possesses a game-changing skill to overcome the fiery foe. Chong's spear glints in the flickering light as he confidently shouts, "Split apart!" The fiery aura enveloping his weapon shatters the barricade of the boss in an instant, stunning his companions with his strength. Without missing a beat, Chong surges forward at breakneck speed, his fiery spear piercing through the Goblin Archmage until it lies dead at his feet. Mission accomplished. The sponsor, thoroughly impressed by his prowess, rewards Chong with a rare opportunity to summon a monster of himself. As the exam concludes, the chief rushes to report to the association's chairman, regaling him with the tales of Chong's immense talent and potential, and urging the chairman to seize the opportunity to harness his abilities. The chairman of the association immediately requests a recruiting when he learns about Chong. After leaving the building, Kim and Hyung greet Chong. Hyung asks if any guild has recruited him, to which Chong replies that he was recruited by the chief examination the day before, but rejected it. Lee Chong does not want to join any guild because he wants to avoid someone in the association. If he joins a guild, his identity could be revealed. Hyung then invites Chong to dinner to celebrate his success, without thinking about the identity issue. After returning from the party, Chong opens the start menu to analyze his strength. He is surprised to see that he has reached level 11, and is given a chance to summon Avatar. Summoning an Avatar is not a common thing among normal hunters, and only a few of the 12 heroes can do it. Chong is curious and tries to summon his Avatar, but we don't know what it looks like yet. In addition, Kim surprises Chong by reporting that he has made headlines, but his identity is not revealed. However, as usual, the formal John quickly makes a request of Kim. Chong asks her to prepare a dungeon for him to conquer the next day.